Welcome dear students in the course of 5th semester BSc Agriculture CP 311 Environmental Studies and Disaster Management. Remember my last lecture in which I have explained the mineral resources. In the last lecture it was the introductory lecture about mineral resources. So it has become clear to all of you that what are the minerals, what are the mineral resources, what type of minerals are present, what is the use of minerals in our life, why minerals are important. These things, introductory part has been covered in the last lecture. The use and exploitation of mineral resources, this is the second lecture which today I am going to present in the continuation. Some important use I have already explained in the last lecture, but here I will try to explain the difference between use and exploitation. What are the use of these mineral resources, that will be explained, and the exploitation and use. For this purpose we extract the mineral through minings. So minings have several impact on the environment, because we are studying the environmental studies. Mineral resources are the part of the environment, but when we are going to exploit the mineral resources, it starts impacting the environment. So the environmental impact of mineral resources, this point will also be discussed in today's lecture. And basically, environment is atmosphere, lithosphere and biosphere. So air and water and hydrosphere. Air and water are present also in the part of environment, and this mineral resources, even the exploitation of mineral resources, when it affects the environment, air and water pollution are the two important factors or two important effects of exploitation of mineral resources on the environment. So how it pollutes air and water, that things will also be discussed in this lecture. So the use of mineral resources means the mineral resources which are present in the nature. The mineral resources are present basically in lithosphere, that is below the soil crust. So for extracting the mineral resources, mining is the process. Definitely if it is available below the surface, below the earth surface, that is below the soil crust, below the earth crust, definitely we will go for the mining. So we extract the mineral resources through mining. The mineral resources are not present everywhere in the earth crust, below the earth crust, or it is somewhere it is deposited in more quantity and somewhere it is not available. See, minerals are available everywhere in the last lecture, as I have explained you, because on the whole earth it is covered with the soil. Soil is also a mineral. Soil is made up of mineral, you know it very well. We have studied it in soil science. Soil is made up from the weathering of mineral rocks. Soil is the mineral. The plant nutrients that are mineral and that are present in the soil. So minerals are present everywhere. The mineral resources are not present everywhere means soil, sand, these are not very precious mineral, or these are not very costly minerals. Some minerals like bauxite, granite, gold, iron, these are the costly minerals which are present at a certain pockets, and these minerals are of our use. So this is the reason the statement is given that mineral resources are not distributed evenly on the earth. So it is mineral resources which is present in the certain pockets. So this is the reason where the minerals are present in higher quantity, minings are established or minings are done at that places only. So we extract the mineral through minings, then we use it. So we use mineral. Why we use it? Because mineral is the integral part of our day-to-day life. Whatever things we use in our day-to-day life, every day we use minerals. So in our house, we construct our house, minerals are required. In our kitchen, utensils, we procure utensils in our kitchen, it is made up of minerals. So when we use minerals for our consumption and for our benefit, for our consumption basically, this utilization of mineral is known as use. So use of mineral refers to the utilization of producing different useful things for human and plant needs. So this is the use. But nowadays the country's economy is based on the minerals. When the economy is based on the minerals, it means we are not using minerals only for our use. We are using minerals for the business purpose also. We are selling it to the other countries, we are earning the money through it. We are based on our country's development is based on the mineral resources. It means we are not intended to extract only the limited quantity of mineral which is for our use. We just extracting the mineral in a rapid quantity for our economic development. And the point is important that mineral resources are non-renewable. Means if we extract it and we destroy means we use it and extracting it and using it. So our reservoir is getting depleted. So this is very important point that mineral resources are non-renewable. So exploitation, see the definition, that's why I have written in this two definitions, use and exploitation. Exploitation of mineral resources refers to the mindless speed of mineral utilization to meet the growing needs of modern civilization. In upper definition, we use the mineral only for our consumption, but in lower definition, we use the mineral at a mindless speed, not only for our consumption but for our civilization and our modern development or our economic growth. So this is the reason that exploitation is becoming a problem. And minerals are non-renewable in nature. It means it is in finite quantity. It is not indefinite. It is in finite quantity. It is in limited quantity. Though if you feel that it is available in 1000 ton, still it is not, because it cannot be recovered again. So it is not renewable. So it is in finite quantity. Whatever it is, 1000 ton or lakh ton. But if we utilize it or if we exploit it at a mindless speed, definitely there will be a day when we will be in the shortage of mineral. Not only in shortage of mineral, we will not have any mineral. So this is the problem with the exploitation of mineral, and this exploitation of mineral creates several environmental problems also. So what the environmental problems will be created by the minerals, that I will also discuss in this lecture. Exploitation of mineral. Definitely for the exploitation of mineral, we dig it through the mines. So initially we started the mining of minerals for our consumption, so it was the use. But after the 20th century, when the exploitation of minerals starts increasing, because our economic development is based on the exploitation of minerals. So since the 20th century, we are started to use our minerals at a growing speed or at a faster speed. So now it is impacting the environment at a faster rate. Even the today's our total energy need, it is met out by the fossil fuel only. So we extract coal at a very faster rate, and about 80% world's energy consumption is met out by the fossil fuel, that is by the coal. So this is again a problem, and these are the reason how the exploitation is increasing, and nowadays our exploitation is increased manifold. These are the use of minerals. Minerals are used for energy, for metals, for construction, for material minerals, or for industrial minerals, or for agricultural use. These are the use of minerals. Even in last lecture I told you that if different minerals have the different use. So these things I have already explained you in the classification of minerals, that minerals are used in, so several minerals have certain use. So in last lecture I have explained that copper is used for the electric wires, for the plumbing, and for the making of coins. Copper is being used. Diamond is used for the jewelry, for the cutting tools, and for the drill bits. Cutting tools means glass, for example glass. You cannot cut the glass with any other knife. Only diamond is required to cut the glass. Drill bits means, if you will see how the mining is being done, so the stones are being cut with a bits. In that drill bit, diamond is being used. And definitely diamond is a very precious mineral, and diamond is used for jewelry also. Galena is used for batteries and ammunition. Gibbsite is used for cane, foil and appliances and utensil. Gold is used for the jewelry major purpose. Gold is also used in computers and spacecraft. Gypsum is used for wallboard and plaster and cement making. Even sandstone is also used for the cement making, and gypsum is also used for the plaster and cement. Halite is used in the nutrition, highway deicer and water softener. Quartz is a very important mineral which is used in glass and computer chips. Silver, so this is the use of minerals. Well, silver is used for the jewelry, photography and electronic product. Fluoride is used in spacecraft and jet aircraft, and even in paints also. So these are the use of mineral, because here I told you that which mineral is used for the which purpose, in which means mineral which is important for us for which purpose. Here I am telling you the class of mineral which is used for the different purpose. So one class is the energy minerals, and energy, most of the mineral we use for the energy consumption. So this is the whatever the mineral from the world, it is extracted out from the mining, through the mining. Majorly it is used for the energy, and the energy which is required by us, it is electric energy and it is fuel. So one fuel which is required for our vehicle, another is the electricity which is required. As for the electricity, coal is burned. So lot of coal in the world is, coal is a very important mineral. Coal consumption in the world is highest among the mineral consumption in the world. Next is metallic minerals. Metallic may be the ferrous or non-ferrous metallic mineral, but metallic minerals are used for making certain things. Metallic minerals are used for making car, making buildings, making frames, even making several machineries. Several machineries are being made up of metals. Copper is used for making electric wire. Aluminium is used in aircraft and aluminium is also used in our utensils. Iron is a metallic mineral and steel is extracted from the iron. When we extract iron ore through the mining, this iron ore in the factory is purified and steel is being extracted. And you know, steel is a very important. Several things, several items, metallic items are made up of steel. The third category of mineral use is construction mineral. So sand is a construction mineral, gravel is a construction mineral, clay is a construction mineral, and you know, sand, clay, these are the part of our soil also. These are the soil fraction. Our soil is a mineral, but we don't think soil as a precious mineral, but definitely soil is a precious for agriculture. Clay is used to making the bricks, so clay can also be regarded as the construction mineral. Except these, sand, clay and gravels, even the iron is also used in construction, but iron is used in construction and constructing frames, making the construction frame, and in construction iron is used. So construction of building houses and construction of roads also. So lot of iron rods are used in our building or in the construction of roads. Gypsum is used and sandstone is used to make cement, and then it is also regarded as a construction mineral. Except these, some stones which are used in our houses for flooring and for making slabs, these are marbles, dolomites, granite and other minerals which are used for construction purpose. These are regarded as the construction minerals. Then the industrial minerals. Several industries are based on the minerals only. Several metallic minerals and several non-metallic minerals are used by the industries. Even these industries, they extract or they construct the utensils from steel or aluminium. Minerals are the raw material for that. They procure mineral through mining, then they purify it, extract the steel or aluminium from that, and then they prepare several utensils and several items. So industry is also based on the minerals, based on the metallic minerals. Even there are some industries or many industries which are based on the non-metallic minerals. They prepare glass. You know glass, कांच जो होता है, शीशा. Glass is made up of silica. Silica is a sand. Sand is a mineral, and sand is available. Sand is also extracted through mining. Though you people are thinking that sands are available in abundance, but sand is also a very important minerals, and several times because river is a public property, sea beach is a river property, so it is under the control of government. The glass factory or the construction companies, they need sand. So sand is extracted through mining from the river side, from the river bank or from the coastal area of sea. So sand is available, but it is extracted. So the government gives some contracts to the contractors for extracting the sand, and several times several malpractices are also, malpractices means illegal practices are also being done to extract the sand. And several times you have heard in the news that there is a fight because of the sand, fight among the contractors for extracting the sand from the river banks. So these sands are procured by the glass companies. The glass companies, they manufacture glass by heating the sands. So Sand is a construction mineral, sand is a industrial mineral also. Or chemicals, some chemicals, even agrochemicals, they are chemicals basically, or fertilizer is also a chemical. So fertilizer is also manufactured from the minerals, because fertilizer is rich in mineral nutrients. So from where this fertilizer are taking the nutrients? Definitely because raw material is mineral. Minerals are rich in nutrients, mineral nutrients. So fertilizer is being manufactured. So fertilizer is being manufactured in factories. So these minerals are the industrial resources. For example, rock phosphate or potash rock, calcium carbonate. These calcium fertilizers are being manufactured through it. So these are the industrial mineral. Fillers in pharmaceuticals, it is also a mineral. And industrial minerals include salt, clay, limestone, silica, phosphate rocks, talc and mica. These are the examples of industrial minerals. Agricultural minerals, basically soil. Non-metallic minerals are agricultural minerals. Basically it is a soil. Soil is formed after the weathering of mineral rocks, and the fertility of soil is also maintained by the minerals. So the nutrients, which is the minerals which is used as the nutrients, are known as nutrient minerals, or mineral nutrients, we can say mineral nutrients. So these are also minerals. We restore the fertility of the soil by applying the fertilizers, which is made up of mineral rocks. So these are the use of minerals. So here you can see some use is for our consumption purpose, but some use is the economic use. Or because of the economic use, for earning the more money, our industries are dependent on the minerals. So mineral exploitation started now. So when mineral exploitation started, what are the consequences of mineral exploitation on environment? Deforestation and desertification. Minerals are, minerals are available below the soil crust or below the earth crust. I told you in last lecture, it is available about 300 or 250 meter below. So what is at the above part? That is soil. Suppose there is a marble. Marble is a very important mineral, important costly construction mineral. There is a marble at 250 feet or 250 meter below the earth's surface, and from the 250 meter depth up to the surface it is a soil. There is a forest in the soil. So this forest is very important. Forest is maintaining our environment, cleaning our environment. Eco-friendly environment is created by the forest. Life is there. If a geologist will tell you that there is a marble at 250 meter below this surface, then what will you do? Definitely, if you want to extract that marble through mining, you will have to clean the surface first. Geologist, geologist is a branch of science which is, they study that what are available in the earth. So there are the techniques that they need not to dig the or drill the surface. Drilling also sometimes they do, but there are the techniques they need not to drill the surface. Just from the surface they can tell you that what are the minerals or what are the elements are present in this at below surface and at what depth it is present. There are the techniques. So geology is a different subject. So it is a geologist who will tell you that there is a marble at 250 meter depth of the surface, but there is a forest on the surface. So if you want to extract that marble, first you will do the deforestation. So deforestation is the harmful impact of mineral exploitation on the environment. After the deforestation, what you will do, you will dig out the upper 250 meters wire or stone, whatever it is. It may be soil, and if you go deep, there may be stones. So these soils and stones will be digged out. Then you will reach up to 250 meter depth. Then you will get marbles. Then you will extract, mine the marble. So the lot of deforestation occurred. The soil which is you have taken out, you will dump it somewhere. When you will dig it out, definitely there will be the water also, underground water. You will also take it out. Then the area will become dry. Area will become dry. There will be no vegetation. Then the hard sun start to convert the area into desert. So ultimate consequences is desertification. So this deforestation and desertification is one harmful impact of exploitation of mineral resources on the environment. Next is extinction of species. If there is a forest at the surface, there are so many species. We have several beneficial species. If we destroy it, so it may possible that several species is not only plant species, flora and fauna, and microflora and fauna we can also say. So several microbes and several micro plants, micro life are also available in this there. And when we convert the area into desert, these micro lives are also destroyed. So there are some species of our biodiversity, whether it is plant species, it is animal or birds, or it is microbes, or fern or algae, whatever it is. There are some species which will be completely out of our biological system. So this is a harmful effect of extinction of several species. And these species are important for us because few species are there which we use, but few species are there which we don't use, but they help you by utilizing your waste. So all these species are important in our life. Rapid depletion of high grade minerals. Yes, this is the impact on mineral also, because minerals are finite in quantity. It is renewable source, and if we exploit the minerals, its rapid depletion starts, and there will be one day that we will have no mineral resource or no precious mineral. We will have soil there, that is a different thing, but the precious minerals, we will not have any precious mineral. For example, coal also. Coal is present in abundance, but when we exploit the coal at a faster rate, then there will be a day that we will have no coal. Then how will we generate our electricity, and how we will do complete our other energy requirement? We will based on the energy requirement for petroleum. Petroleum is also in limited quantity. When petroleum will be destroyed, then only wind and sun will help us. So this is the reason that government or every countries are giving emphasis on the non-renewable energy source, just to reduce the dependency on the non-renewable source, to reduce the dependency on petroleum and coal. That's why government are giving the emphasis for the use of renewable energy. One impact is forced migration. Definitely, if you will do the mining at somewhere, the forced migration, it is for human also, and for other biological living things, for other biological living items also. Forced migration means if there is a village, if we start the mining, the area will convert into desert. Even the water availability of the area will also be hampered. So how the peoples will live there? Next, that Because of deforestation, animals and birds, they will also migrate somewhere. So it is a forced migration is the another impact of mining or exploitation of mineral resources. Wastage of upper soil layer and vegetation. Again, it is related to the mining. Vegetation first we destroy, then upper soil layer we destroy. We dig it out, dump somewhere, and the soil which was having water, the soil will become dry. Then the soil erosion will also start. Ozone depletion will also be a factor because in the mining several greenhouse gases is emitted out. Several greenhouse gases is emitted out through the minings, and when we mine the minerals, it is the ore basically, and this ore directly cannot be used. So some processing or purification is required. So this extracted ore, it goes to the factory for the purification or extraction of useful minerals. In that process, several greenhouse gases is emitted out. So the increase of greenhouse gas in the atmosphere and the impact of these greenhouse gases on ozone layer is also the impact of exploitation of mineral resources. So ultimately, if you add these all points, the ultimate effect is environmental pollution. There will be the environmental pollution and the natural hazard also. It will be the hazard. This environment will be the hazardous for the biodiversity and for the living things, not only for the humans, even for the animal and birds. So these are the impact of minerals or consequences of exploitation of mineral resources. So air and water are the two things which is polluted by the overexploitation of mineral. When we talk about environmental pollution, definitely environment, the things which are surrounded by us. Air is surrounded by us, water is also available around us, and air and water if it will be polluted, then this is a major part of the environmental pollution. So how air is polluted? See what happens in cyclic use of resources. For example, if it is sunlight, or for example if it is biogas. So waste is converted into biogas, gas is utilized, and again this waste go to the field. Again the waste is generated, then waste is utilized for the biogas. This is cyclic use. But when mineral is used as a resources, energy resources, it is a non-cyclic use, and there will be two consequences. One, mineral is getting depleted and environment is going to be polluted. So see, this is non-cyclic resources. The raw material is coming from somewhere, not through the cycle. Raw material is not coming through the cycle. Raw material is coming from the outside, and it goes through certain steps, and ultimately the waste also is not connecting to the cycle. Here cycle is getting back and it is going out. So this is non-cyclic. Suppose it is biogas. Biogas is generated from waste. So waste is generated, waste will be used as biogas. Biogas will be used for the energy production. Energy is utilized. Definitely emission will be there. So environmental pollution is also there. Even biogas is not emitted in the environment, so it will not pollute the environment, but after the consumption of biogas, certain emission will be there, but the emission will be less, environmental pollution will be less. Then again the waste is generated through the biogas, and that waste is being utilized in agriculture. From agriculture waste is generated, then again the waste will be utilized for the biogas production. So it will be a cyclic production, and there will be no harm or very less harm on the environment, and very less depletion on our resources also, because waste will be generated through biogas. It will be utilized in agriculture. Agriculture will generate waste. It will be utilized in biogas production. So cycle is going on. Cycle will go on for a longer time. But when we utilize mineral resources is coming from somewhere. We extract it. Through the extraction, emission will go on. Then this extracted is used as a raw material or as used as energy for our production. Through this process, there will be the emission. Environmental will be polluted. Then these product will be used for our consumption or for our services. Through our services or our consumption, again there will be the emission. Environmental will be polluted. After the consumption, waste will be generated. Through this process, again emission will be there. Environmental will be polluted, and the waste which we will dump somewhere, again it will pollute the environment and soil and water. And this cycle, and again for further production, we take raw material or mineral from the outside. So this is the very serious impact of overexploitation of minerals. Yes, definitely we should go for the recycling, reuse and recovery. The mineral resources cannot be recovered, but the process of production and consumption, some minerals can be recovered. So this is the reason that government is giving the thrust or pressure to the industries that instead of using fresh raw material every time, you should reuse some material also. So what happens, for example, it is aluminium. So aluminium is extracted through the minings. After the extraction, it is processed and it is produced, something is produced from the aluminium. Then this something is produced from the aluminium, it is being utilized. After the consumption, aluminium waste is generated. If this waste will be thrown somewhere, it will be just at the landfill and will pollute the environment. The waste product of aluminium, because it is a product, after the product waste which is collected from the product or after the consumption of product, the waste again go to the factory, and again the aluminium can be extracted, or again this waste can be, so this is recovery from the waste. If you again extract aluminium, it is recovery. Then extracted aluminium can be used for the production. From the waste, this waste again can be used as a raw material, directly as a raw material for the production. So it is reused and it is recycled. Sometimes this waste is, some material is taken out and purified and used, so it is recycled. So even in material, this recycling, for example, I was talking about biogas. So this is biogas is to meet out our energy requirement, but this cycle is inorganic cycle. This cycle is organic cycle. Basically biogas cycle is organic cycle. It is not so, see, organic cyclic use is very possible, is easily possible in organic components or in organic matters. It is though difficult in inorganic material and for inorganic things, but it is possible. Your utensils can be used as a raw material for manufacturing of further utensils. Even the plastic is made up of polymers, which is extracted from the petroleum product. So petroleum product is extracted through the mining. The petroleum, when petroleum is processed, polymers are being generated as a raw material, as a byproduct. So these polymers are used in the plastic industries and they manufacture plastic. After the use of plastic, it is converted into the waste. If we don't recycle it and don't reuse it, the plastic problem will be a very big problem in the environment. That's why government is giving emphasis, pressurizing the factory to reuse it. Then again these plastics are collected and it is recycled to manufacture another plastic items. So this is recycling. So for the inorganic material also, and for the metallic minerals also which we use for our consumption, it is not necessary that every time we need to extract the fresh minerals from the mine. We can recycle it, but definitely even in this process, in the recycling process, some addition of fresh raw material of fresh minerals is required. So this inner circle is just to reduce the environmental pollution, but this outer line, we cannot say it circle, because this is outer line, because it is coming from somewhere else and going to somewhere else. Here the environmental pollution is more. So this is the impact of mineral exploitation on environmental pollution. How it pollutes the environment? This is example of coal. Coal is present at the below the earth crust. So we first deforest it, then we do the mining, open mining, or we can do a drill also. This is open mining. After the open, through when we see coal is present below the earth crust, all the upper part is mined and taken out somewhere else. Through this process, dust is also generated which pollutes the environment. How dust is pollute the environment? I have told you already. This is the reason that the mining people always sprinkle the water for the dust separation. So in last lecture I have told you the micro irrigation, drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation. So one example of one use of sprinkler irrigation, I have told you that it is sprinkler irrigation is also used for the dust separation. So even I have supplied lot of sprinklers to the mines also. So they just use the sprinkler irrigation for the dust separation. But dust is also pollutes the environment and nitrogen oxide gas is also generated. When we mine the coal, carbon dioxide is generated, carbon monoxide is generated, nitrogen oxide is generated, and methane is generated, and these all are greenhouse gas, and especially we bother about carbon monoxide and methane. They pollute the environment very more. Coal dust is also generated and spread in the environment, and the problem that coal dust has heavy metals also. So these heavy metals also pollute the environment and soil also, and then coal dust is taken to the factory, and from the factory again the emission is taken out and pollution is the result. So that up to here I told you the exploitation of minerals pollute air. Exploitation of minerals also pollute water. When we do the mining, for cutting the stones and for processing the stone, water is required. Even through the mining, when the stones are being cut at the mine to take it out, water is required. Otherwise, you will not cut the stone. So and when you process it in the factory, again water is required. But this stone doesn't use water. It is not so that a stone will drink your water. No. Stone is used water is used just to make the wet environment so that processing of stone will be easy. So this water is taken from somewhere. it is used in the processing, but water doesn't take part in the processing. When we cut the stone, after that water is flow out. So this water is just, we are taking a fresh water from somewhere and draining out the polluted water to outside. So this is a very big problem in mining. Here I am giving you the here I am giving you that see, 3 water drops means high water use. 2 water drop means medium high water use, and 1 water drop is medium use. Less water is nowhere. So the key is hiding here. That's why I explained you it in a shorter view. So the use of water for the extraction of coal, medium high water is being utilized. For the extraction of copper and gold, very high water is being utilized. For the extraction of diamond and platinum, less water is being utilized. High water is utilized, but not very high. And for the extraction of nickel and iron, again medium high water is being utilized. You can see copper and gold, they consume very huge amount of water for their extraction and their processing. What happens after this extraction? How the water is being polluted? These mines use water to extract the stone first. Second, they use water to process the stone. Again, I will give you the example of marble. When marble is taken out, or in the process of marble cutting in the mines, because when you dig the mine and you reach up to the marble, then you will cut the marble and take it out, because it is a very big stone, large big stone. How you will take it out? You will cut into pieces, then you will take it out. So the bit which will cut the blocks of the marble, the water is being used so that the intact block can be taken out. Otherwise what will happen? It will break unevenly, or it will break into dust. Then this marble cannot be used. So water is being used there, so that a fixed size block in the mines can be cut out. Then this block is taken out. Then for the slab cutting, this marble block is taken into the factory. When this block of the marble is cut into the slabs, into the piece of tiles, again water is required. The whole water, a stream of water flows over it. Then the belt will cut it. Otherwise what will happen? It will break unevenly or into dust. And even some resin is also being used, some chemicals and resin chemicals are also being used there. So what they do, mining people, they take fresh water from the pot, they collect it into a pit, then they use this water into the mining, they recycle it. After the recycling, they again collect it into the pit, and again the recycled water is used in mining. What? Because in the mining water is getting polluted, its TDS is increasing, its PS is increasing, the chemical addition of several chemicals and resin is into the water. So after 3-4 use, this water is not of use for the mining also. So then they recycle it, or they treat it, then they call it as a slurry, because the water which is extracted out from the mining and processing of the stones, it is called as slurry. So they take this water into the water treatment plant and they release it into the other form. So the other pond is a water polluted water pond. So this way water is used in the mining and they pollute the water. So what happens, most of the time the mining people, when they release the water outside from their area, everywhere you can see in the there is a factory which is processing the minerals. Means they are either they are cutting the stones or they are processing the metallic minerals or non-metallic minerals. They use lot of water and several chemicals also. So chemical is also added in the water. So when you go to the back side of any factory, you will find a pond filled with a polluted water. No animal will sit there, no birds will sit there, and when that water cannot be used by the human, and that water cannot be used in agriculture also. So when you see, they claim that they are releasing the water after the treatment, but still you will see that that water is so polluted, black in color. This foam is also available there, chemicals are available there. So this polluted water is, then this water is going to pollute your soil and your whole water body also. So this is a water pollution problem, also is a problem, environmental problem, through the exploitation of mineral resources. So in today's lecture we have learned that what are the basic use of minerals, what is the exploitation of mineral we have understood, and what are the impact of the exploitation of minerals on air and water and on our environmental impact, not only on air and water, on biodiversity or on desertification, on forestation, all have the impact. So today we have learned these things. You can just go through these two lectures for two articles for more understanding of this topic. Thank you very much.